I'm the daughter of Salvadorian refugees who came here in the 90s from the Civil War. They came here because they didn't have a choice. It was that or die, if I'm totally honest.
Joyce Moreno is now a grad student at Seattle University, studying the continued violence and unrest in the region. She and Michelle Fricks just returned from Guatemala, where they're working on a research project with Seattle U professor Serena Cosgrove. Their focus, studying one of the key causes of migration from Central America, the extreme violence against women there.
We know that the number of women migrating is increasing, and that women in these countries have extreme high rates of domestic violence and gender-based violence, more so than other countries.
It's kind of difficult to bridge together this idea that folks coming in are affiliated with gangs when it is, as Michelle says, it's usually people fleeing from violence and trying to cut ties with that to make a better life here.
Their recent trip to the region coincided with this month's surge in detentions and family separations at the southern border. Many of the asylum seekers are from Central America, risking everything to try and cross into the U.S.
I did also talk to women and women community leaders about this phenomenon and what they thought about it, and they commented that their family members tell them that it's really hard, that it's really difficult, and that they still make the journey. I think that's really powerful to think about someone facing such extreme circumstances, but knowing that it's the only option that they face.
It's a crisis years in the making, with no one underlying cause or easy fix.
This is decades of compounding civil unrest, lack of economic opportunities, violence. And so the solutions also must be multifaceted, need to be long-term, and need to be looking out decades as well.
Fricks and Moreno say even if Seattle feels a world away, awareness is the first part of understanding the bigger picture.
Amongst my community, especially the Central American community, it's very difficult to hear the news and this anti-immigrant sentiment, because we really are just trying to tie ourselves into this community through our tenacity, through our hard work, through our dreams of a better future for generations to come. And if that's not American, I don't know what is.
Now, the Council on Foreign Relations says El Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras, what's known as the Northern Triangle, consistently rank among the most violent countries in the world, with significantly higher homicide rates. Asylum seekers cite gang violence, extortion, and poverty as reasons for leaving. As for the underlying causes of the violence, experts cite the prevalence of gangs, but also narcotics trafficking and corruption among some officials as some of the reasons. The Council on Foreign Relations also says organized crime is a legacy of decades of war and unrest in the region. Back to you.